Welcome. This is John Mazzara, Remax Results. Thank you for visiting my channel today. I am bringing something to you today that is extra special. This is breaking information. I just got it, and because I just got it, I had to create this video so that I could share it with you, so that you could, talk to the whole world about it. With me today is Preston Schmidt. The company he works for is Movement Mortgage. He's got a special program today called the Movement Boost Mortgage, and it's a proprietary product specific to movement, and it's a nationwide program. Preston, if you like this, can coordinate with this with you and or your friends in other states. So it's a nationwide program. It's not specific just to Minnesota. I'm specific to Minnesota. I am licensed also in Wisconsin, but Preston can help you do this loan throughout the country. So you may know somebody that this could really work well for. One of the biggest problems today is people they can make a payment, they can make a rent payment, but they can't seem to accumulate enough for their down payment and or closing costs. And not everybody has a relative that's willing to gift them the funds. So they're in a conundrum. They end up staying renters longer than they really, could be if they could only come up with that down payment and closing costs. Well, today, I think we have a solution. So Preston, I'm going to return it over to Preston here in just a second. Let him tell us all about himself, his company, what he can do besides this program, and then dive deep into this program, and you'll see how outstanding it is. So Preston, take it from there.
Yeah, thanks, John. Appreciate it. Like John said, my name is Preston Schmidt with Movement Mortgage. I'm a loan officer. I've been here for a couple of years now. Been in the industry since 2015, but I specialize with working with first-time homebuyers and down payment assistance programs. And I was so happy to hear that my company rolled out our Movement Boost program, which covers the entire down payment for an FHA loan, 3.5%. And if needed, you can get an additional 1.5% covered in closing costs. So that is a total of 5% in assistance available to you. So if you're just strapping together, trying to find enough money to qualify for, buying a home, you have the income, your credit's great, you just need help with some funds, this might be the program for you.
Okay, and Preston, qualifying on credit, what do I need for a minimum credit, and what's the advantages, and where do we go on this credit thing?
Yeah, so 620 is the minimum credit score allowed to qualify. So that's very beneficial because there's a lot of people who want to qualify for Minnesota housing, which is another one of the main down payment assistance programs, but they are a minimum of 650, sometimes 660, depending on the type of loan. But yeah, so if you don't quite have that 650 or 660 score, this is another great program.
Okay, and now you're going to give, or not you personally, but your company is going to give them between 3.5% and 5% their choice, which will cover the FHA required down payment of 3.5% plus that extra 1.5% of closing. Now that might not cover all the closing. We might need another 1.5%, but that's something that the seller could contribute, or they could get a gift for that amount or other things. But, their worst case scenario, hypothetically, is that they need to come up with another 1.5% if we assume that closing costs are going to be a total of 3%. And that could come from various sources. So that is very little money out of pocket, and we could work it into the transaction for the seller such that the net to them is effectively 0, and the buyer gets that taken care of. So we can work with that. That's not a big number to overcome. That's tremendous. Now, a lot of these programs that are out there, they have, area median income requirements, and usually they're under the area median income. So, for example, you can't make more than 80% or 60% of the area median. Now, this program is unique in that instead of going under the area median income, it goes over the median area income. And Preston, tell us how that works.
Yeah, so this one is 160% of the area median income. So again, we want to make sure that these funds are going to the people that really need it, but this opens the door to nearly everyone. And if you make more than 160% of the area median income, you likely don't need these funds. So that's basically the breakdown of it. You also don't need to be a first-time home buyer. So I wanted just to quickly add that in there. So if you're just a move-up buyer or a second purchase buyer and just capped from some funds and need to get a little extra help, this could be for you as well.
That is just amazing. So we can go over the area median income up to 160%. No need to be a first-time buyer. I could have owned a home. I could have gotten a divorce, for example. Maybe I gave everything to the other spouse and the expenses of getting the divorce. I'm kind of busted, if you will. But I've been able to maintain my credit. Maybe it had some dings. I want to get back into home ownership. This would be fantastic.
Yeah.
So anybody that has gone through maybe a business situation where COVID got you and got your business, maybe it was a relationship and you got kind of beat up on that and you don't have the money. This program works super. Now, if I wanted to buy a condo or a townhouse or a house or a duplex, can I utilize it on any of those types of properties?
Yep, you sure can.
Okay, so no restriction. If FHA will finance it, you'll finance it.
That's correct. Yep. So that's the big caveat. If the FHA allows it, we're able to finance it.
Now, here's a kind of a weird question because I've never done it, but if somebody wanted to buy a mobile home on a foundation that, would qualify for FHA, would this work for that type of product too?
Yeah, so that'd be a manufactured home and we can lend on those. The difference is you need to have a 640 minimum credit score on manufactured homes.
Okay.
680 if you want to be able to bump up your debt to income ratios a little bit. So
awesome. Because I know some areas, of the country that is a predominant type of housing. It is not in Minnesota, but maybe down south and other parts of the country, there's that type of product. So that would be something you can help that buyer with as well. Not necessarily Minnesota because there aren't too many of them, but somewhere else in the country, that would be something you could do.
yeah, and just want to clarify, double wide mobile manufactured homes are the minimum. We can't do single wide manufactured homes. Those will have to be brokered out to a different product.
Okay, not that we're really focusing on that, but that is fantastic. Great to clarify. Thank you. Anything else, Preston, you can tell us about the program? How about close time? Do I need to wait months and lock money and wait on this and hope that there's going to be funding and that kind of stuff?
Well, since this is our own delegated proprietary product, we can close in the normal 30-day time frame. So I wouldn't need anything longer than that, but if it was 45 days, that'd be great too.
Okay, wonderful. I know some of the programs that are out there, the other DAPs, the down payment assistance programs, you have to stand in line, get a ticket and hope that there's money at the end of the program. And if not, well, good luck to you. Not so with this program. All right. And then the money. So you're going to be generous enough, your company, to provide me with either 3.5% or 5%. Is that a gift or do I have to pay that back? And if so, what are the terms?
Yeah, so that would be a monthly payment loan that you'd be paying back. And the terms are 2% higher than the note interest rate. So whatever the first mortgage rate is, add 2%, and that's going to be the rate for paying back this down payment assistance. And that's over a 10-year repayment plan or 120 months.
Awesome. Now, Preston, who's Movement Mortgage?
Movement Mortgage, my company. We are a nationwide company. We are known to be a true impact lender in the community. And what that means is we give 48 cents on the dollar of every profit that we make back to the community and the nonprofit organizations that we work with. So wow. We try our best to help out the community. We're not all about making money, although we are for profit. We want to try to give back as much as possible. So it kind of makes you feel a little bit better working with us, knowing kind of that's what we stand for.
So if somebody works with you indirectly and they close a loan, indirectly they've benefited their community, and a nonprofit is not going out to somebody out in California, for example. I mean, unless the loan's done out in California, but it's staying here local within the community.
It can, yep.
Very cool.
Okay. We do have a nationwide foundation too that helps out. So I know we do annual mission trips to other countries. Like for instance, this year we're going to Nicaragua, which I will be going in October. So just try to help out the lesser privileged individuals in as much as we can. So just trying to give back.
Awesome. We did that in Rotary. Went to Guatemala. I didn't personally go, but our Rotary Club sponsored a water and waste trip, if you will, to help out there. their infrastructure and the hospitals in Guatemala. That's just one of the things our Rotary does. I mean, we do a lot, but they just did that down there too. They go annually. Anything else, Preston, that you want to tell us about movement, why somebody should call you?
Yeah, I mean, movement, we're known for speed. So our process is we underwrite within the first 6 hours of submission. Lately, we've had a lot of applications and a lot of files coming in, so that number has been pushed back a tiny bit, but we're still trying to add more underwriters and stay at that 6 hour mark. So you'll know right away whether you're approved, usually from the day that you submit. So that is one huge thing. We always process our files really quick. So yeah, under 30-day closings are never out of the question.
Wow. Okay. Is there any unique product that you want to share with our audience today that, I know you do? Well, tell us what you can do, all of the products. Give us a quick commercial.
Yeah, so we can broker out certain products, certain loans to other lenders that we have availability to, such as like ITIN loans, somebody who's not a U.S. citizen and may not have a social security number, but rather an ITIN. We can do those loans. I just closed one earlier this week. We have a lot of unique niche products that become available that may not be in our portfolio type products. So if you're even remotely interested in just learning, could you qualify? Let's have a conversation and I'll let you know.
All right. How much does it cost to call you for Preston to talk about mortgages?
There's no cost. This is completely free.
All right. So
I want to help you.
So there's no cost. Call Preston, no obligation. Of course, we'd love if you did the loan with him. And we'd love if you let me help you buy a house with me. However, we are a la carte. So you may already have another realtor that you're working with and under contract. And I respect that. And that's great. Preston can get your financing. So we don't have to be a team, although we would love to. We are a la carte. So however we can help. I've been doing this 37 years. I've helped probably 1,500 people buy homes and properties by this time in my career, and would love to have that conversation to see how I might be able to be of assistance as your realtor. My contact information, as well as Preston's, will be in the body down below. Feel free to reach out to us. We don't bite. There is no cost. Don't keep us a secret. Thank you for taking the time today, and we look forward to helping you if we can.
Thanks.
Thank you.